Welcome to the Bullits and Bourbon podcast, where it's not about the bourbon, but more about who you share it with.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bullits and Bourbon. This is our 20th episode. First of all, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. 20 is a big number, I guess, especially after the last episode where we were very well lubricated, wouldn't you say, Dan?
Yeah, I think we went a little bit off track to where we wanted to go with that episode.
So we're hoping to rectify or correct our misguided ways from episode 19. So please forgive us. And episode 20, we're really hoping to bring you something that's pretty cool. As always, our midweek episodes, we want to keep this really whiskey heavy and introduce a new whiskey when we can, and really kind of dive into it and answer some of the listener questions.
Wait. What's your shirt say today?
What? My shirt?
Yeah, what's your shirt say? Whiskey makes me feel less murdery. Yeah, that's fitting.
I mean, whiskey makes you feel less murdery.
Yeah, I guess that's fitting.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
I mean, after the long week and starting off Monday, Tuesday, I guess a pour could ease the week out.
Well, I mean, we're close to Friday. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So let's jump right into it, guys. So really cool. Actually, Dan, you brought this bottle to my attention, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even remember what the conversation went, but you were online dicking off or something, and
I came across it, and I asked if you've ever had it, and if you had, what were your thoughts? And you said no, you haven't had it.
I jumped right on there,
so you were like, "All right, let me pull the trigger and press buy."
Right. I think you baited me into that, to be honest with you.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. So, as you know, guys, I'm a craft distiller. Hound dog. I love craft distillery. So when Dan brought this up, this is a Lonely Oak Distillery. They are in Iowa, in Erling, Iowa, in Shelby County, if I'm not mistaken. And they're the makers of Steeple Ridge whiskey. And they have a bunch of other products. But I said I stuck to my guns this time. I said I'm going to buy the base entry, offering, because I think, you work your way up. And so I ordered it.
Yeah.
And it came in and it sat on the bar as we tried to figure out kind of when we were going to do another craft distiller introduction. Originally, tonight was supposed to be
a Scotch.
We
was supposed to, and we keep putting the Scotch episodes off. Every week it keeps getting pushed further and further down the road.
But it's coming Friday.
It's coming Friday for sure.
I could not stare at this bottle any longer, especially it just made eyes at me.
Yeah.
It's what it was doing. I mean, to be completely honest. So
I think all the bottles make eyes.
They do.
Drink me. Yeah, drink me now.
They call out to me. So a little bit about this bottle before we get into the tasting notes of it. This is really, really, really cool juice right here. When you talk about craft, we talk about, in my mind, somebody that takes the grain into their distillery and does everything to the point that they put it in a bottle.
Oh yeah, and we had a great conversation this afternoon. The master distiller on this.
Yeah, Pat Hoffman is the master distiller and owner of Lonely Oak Distillery out in Iowa. And if you read the backstory on this, I think what strikes me the most about the operation that he's got going on out there, is that they don't just get the grain in the distillery and do everything. They grow it.
Yeah.
They farm it. They harvest it, and then the process starts for them to actually make their whiskey. That's pretty phenomenal in my mind.
Well, it's like you say, with a lot of these craft distilleries, these distillers, these owners, they put their sweat, blood, and tears and their heart into their product.
Absolutely.
And just the few minutes we talked to him, like you could tell he was very passionate about his product.
Oh, 100%.
You could tell he didn't half-ass this.
No.
He definitely did not half-ass it. And the fact that he threw words out like, we used a geneticist.
Yeah.
I was like, this is some umbrella corporation stuff. Yeah. That's all I can stop. I'm like, if you're getting a geneticist, you're really looking to hit something next level.
Yeah, I think it's important to, anytime we talk to a distiller or an owner, when you hear passion in their voice for whiskey, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to get a good tasting whiskey.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to be bad. It's going to be in that range from good to I'm going to kill this bottle right now and order another one. Right?
Well,
it usually falls in that range, so you're never really disappointed at all.
Well, it was just so neat just hearing how I'm going to probably get this wrong, but I believe it was the wheat is from wine.
The yeast.
The yeast. It is wine yeast, but he doesn't get it in one place. He said South Africa, Portugal, and Spain.
Yeah.
Which really made me raise my eyebrow. Like, that's interesting.
That's pretty cool.
I don't think I've heard anybody go that far.
Yeah.
And then he talked about the geneticist getting
types
the corn.
Bloody Butcher, and then using the white oak or the white corn. Yeah.
From North and South America, and kind of cross genetics with the two from South America and North America.
And we're not geneticists. We're probably butchering all this up. But the point of it is that you can tell that he really is passionate and invested in delivering a good product.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Just a little bit of education I got, just a few sips that I've had from this product.
Yeah.
It's really opening up my mind, and it's like, okay, this is why I'm picking out these different flavors now. So
we talk about from grain to glass, right? As in the craft distiller roles, and those are the ones that really stick out. This is a farmer distiller. This is from farm to bottle. I don't know if I've run into that before. I may have, and I may not have just dived into the layers beneath it. But I mean, this is truly an interesting, not only interesting bottle, and I'm going to get to that, but just the way that they're going about doing it. There is no middleman in this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 100% on them, and it's pretty phenomenal. I'm not going to lie to you. So what we did was I always do these neat at first, and then I've got it on ice too, because I love it that way. Dan, you wanted it on ice, but give me your initial tasting notes on this, because I want to get your thoughts first.
So it's definitely corn mash bill. I mean, because the corn is prevalent, but the more I sipped on it and the more I taste it, there's a flavor in here that just takes me back to my childhood, and I'm like, I know this flavor from somewhere, but I can't pinpoint it. The more I sip on it, the more I can taste it. And it has kind of like a honey nut, honey oat, some type of honey, but it's not overpowering.
Honey bunches of oats. That's what I was asked. That's what I thought.
And it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
It's very light, and it has a good mid to upper Kentucky hug you like to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I couldn't pinpoint it at first. So on the nose for this, I got cherry, and I got vanilla, and I got charred oak. Not unusual for me to pick up those notes in a very well-built bourbon. On the mouth, on the palate, the mouthfeel, number one, right away, it coated my palate perfect. It was just that, it was like butter. It was almost buttery, if that's the right word.
Okay.
And the nuttiness came out. And that's when I looked at you and I said, man, what was that cereal? Honey bunches of something, honey bunches of oats, honey nut. I couldn't remember it. Now I just lost the name of it again. Damn it. Honey bunches of oats?
You sure?
It's not Honey Nut Cheerios.
It has a good...
I'm hungry, too.
It does have a good honey taste. And I like the fact that after you sip it...
It's still there.
It's still there, but on your lips, you can taste the sweetness. It has like that sweet flavor on the lips.
It does. And the finish, too, is I would put it in that range between low medium and high medium hug. Paired with its flavor, it's really good. Now I have not tasted it over the ice, over the rock. So I'm curious to see what's changed. And this has been sitting here for about a minute since we started. So it really opens up. I'm gonna tell you though, I probably ruined myself by going neat, because with the neat I'm getting all the character from the whiskey.
From the neat.
Yeah, from drinking it neat. It's good. Now, I'm just curious. What do you think the age of this bourbon is? This is going to blow your mind.
Say 6 years.
6 years, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so if I told you this has been aged for at least 2 years, what would you think? This is their entry level. This is a 2-year plus bourbon.
Okay.
So they managed to pack that much flavor and character in 2 years. They are doing something Correct.
well, I mean, I believe it. I mean, just talking about, where you're getting your yeast from.
Yeah.
The genetics with the corn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So the mash bill on this is 72% Waspy Valley corn and 28% soft red winter wheat. Okay. And they use 3 different wine yeasts, which is pretty interesting. It's from Spain, like you were saying, Spain, Portugal, and South Africa.
South Africa, yeah.
Right. What's really cool about this, and I'm a lineage person. So what I mean by that is that when you have notable master distillers and master blenders and people that were in the industry and they partake in helping you set up, I think what happens is they impart a certain fingerprint, right? We're all creatures of people that put their hands on us, right? And kind of help us out. So Dave Pickerel, for many of you who were into whiskey and know he was the very famous Maker's Mark and Whistle Pig distiller, before he passed on. And, Nicole Austin, who is the master distiller for Cascade Hollow, which is George Dickel. And I love Dickel.
You like what?
Don't you do it. I know you saw the opportunity shining in right there, but my chicken cock friend over here. So they had fingerprints, and I think when people are open to learning, we talk about it too, like Liberty Pole Spirits and M.B. Rowland's influence on them, and now, I mean, you know how I feel about that. I'm not going to go down that road again, but you can just tell the amount of effort and class that went into this whiskey, and this is a 2+. I am so upset with myself that I just didn't order all of their whiskey straight out the gate. I feel like a tool.
Well, I know what's going to happen after the podcast.
I'm about to hit that order button.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because in full disclosure, prior to coming down here and filming this, I did not crack this bottle. I did not taste it. What we did on a whim, because I had Pat Hoffman, who is the master distiller's phone number, as I called him up, and I think he was probably driving home. He's probably, who are these idiots, right?
Yeah. And
I said, hey, listen, I full disclosure, I just had some questions about your product. And I don't like to get stuff wrong because, we're very protective, I think, of our craft distilleries, right?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And you want to talk about just a class guy? He was immediately, just that passion came out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you heard it in his voice.
It was cool.
And when you hear that passion, you know you're not going to get a crap product.
No, you're going to get something good.
It's not somebody just trying to make a buck, that they're actually putting out a good product.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I can't talk enough about this bottle. I was shocked when I found out the age statement. I purposely did not look at the age statement. I don't like doing that because I think that introduces a little bit of bias into the situation. So 92 proof. This drinks like a 6-year. It's probably 2 and a quarter. I don't know. Are you pouring more? Mm-hmm. You better buy a bottle. That's some bullshit.
I'll probably buy 2.
Bet. And the bottle's classy. So here's another thing, and this is a pure convenience thing. I'm running out of space again, even though I just put more shelves in. And this bottle will fit in places that the other ones don't fit.
Oh, it's a nice smaller bottle.
I love
like it.
the short stack bottles. The bottle's classy. The label's classy.
Well, I really wish I'd have taken a closer look at the bottle before we talked to him.
Yes.
Because I really want to know about the penny on the bottle.
Yeah, you know what? That's a follow-up conversation. Maybe we can get him on the podcast. He can dive into the history of it.
Is it a penny for your thoughts?
I don't know.
Do you think that's what it is?
Me?
No, I'm just no. What do you think?
I don't know. I literally just noticed the penny.
I noticed the penny, and I'm really curious because you start drinking liquor, you start drinking bourbon, everybody just lets their thoughts flow.
That is true.
Non-filtered. And I'm wondering
we fit in that description, right?
And I'm wondering if he put a penny on here.
Penny for your thoughts.
Penny for your thoughts.
I don't know.
Just go unfiltered, penny for your thoughts. Let's hear what you have to say.
Well, where was Lincoln born? Oh, I should know that. That's horrible that I asked that question.
I have no clue.
It wasn't Iowa, was it?
Could have been. I think it was Indiana.
No, it was in Iowa. That was a rhetorical question. Yes, it was Indiana, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Why
you got your phone?
Illinois.
Google.
I'm not
Illinois,
Googling.
Whatever.
Indiana. It was something that started with an I.
Yeah, it was something definitely that started with an I. But I really now want to know what this penny stands for.
Well, penny for your thoughts.
Let me see your light.
My light.
I want to see. I want to get another bottle to see if there's a.
Oh, there is a
What is that? A 1960?
I don't know. That's cool.
1940?
Yeah, I like that.
1968.
Got the engraving. It's a classy bottle. It's a classy bottle. Bottles aside, but I mean, listen, there's a certain marketing aspect, right? I mean, there's a certain bottle like Blanton's.
Yeah.
Blanton's makes a living off of the horses, right?
So I really want to know what the penny is.
Ooh, is it glued?
Don't even try to. You'll break it with your mammoth hands, sausage fingers, and all.
Yeah. Either which way, guys. If there is a whiskey that embodies craft, and when I give it the craft stamp, kind of like the tramp stamp, I just came up with that. Yeah, this is a craft.
I'm pretty sure you got a tramp stamp for craft. Just saying.
It embodies everything wonderful about craft whiskey. It is delicious. You can drink. I hate to say it like this, but you drink the passion, because we had the absolute pleasure of talking about this bottle with Pat, and he even said that they have a single barrel that checks in at 101.
The black label.
The black label. That was
black label. I really want to get the black label.
And then they have a cask strength. And the black label, you took some notes because you were down there scribbling.
Yeah, because
I won a ton of awards.
Yeah, that's what he said. Because it's on my phone, which we're recording on.
Oh, I thought you wrote down how many
no.
a bazillion platinum and golds. That's probably an exaggeration.
Complete exaggeration.
But a lot. They have won a lot of awards, and I don't get caught up with awards.
Well, the thing I liked what he said. He's like, the black label's more for me.
Yeah, because he picks it.
Because he picks it.
Yeah,
and he's like, I pick the barrels, I pick it. The black label is for me.
Yeah. So
you know what that means. If somebody's making something for them, it's going to be good.
It's not going to be
because if I'm making something good, I'm going to hoard that for myself, and I'm not going to share it with everybody. I'll leave a couple bottles here and there.
We've done single barrel picks. We've done single barrel evaluations, and I mean, the last one we did, we were at Liberty Pole, and we have our eyes on that barrel number.
We're waiting for that to release. We
remember that barrel number.
525
and 515. I mean, yeah. So. Guys, can't recommend Lonely Oak Distillery enough. Here's the great thing. They ship to 46 plus states. So this is something you can get. It's not expensive. It's not overpriced. It's in that sweet spot of where whiskey should be. I can't recommend going out and supporting your local craft distillers. They're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. So we will have their website on the description under the podcast as well. If you go to the Facebook page, Bullits and Bourbon, once we post a bottle up there, we will also have the website there as well.
And I'm straight. I'm in love with this bottle. This is good stuff. This is not going to last long. Lonely Oak Distillery, Pat, you guys just nailed it. This needs to get out. This needs to get in the hands of everybody. You need to have a glass of this. Thank you for taking the time to entertain a bunch of dum-dums and kind of give us a little bit of education. Do
you think I can get away pouring this over Honey Nut Cheerios? I mean, would people call me an alcoholic, or could I get away with it because it's going to bring out that honey flavor a little bit more with the Cheerios?
It's not Honey Nut Cheerios, dude. It's Honey Bunches of Oats. That's what it is.
I don't know.
We're going to have a Honey Bunches of Oats face-off.
Yeah, cereal face-off.
Because, seriously, I picked that up. So, in any event, I digress. But, yeah, check them out if you get the opportunity. So, we do also want to take some time in this podcast and highlight some of the listeners that emailed in or messaged us and said, "Hey, this is what we want. We'd like to know." So, I had one listener, Mark D. I'm not going to put his last name out there because that's really gay. I don't think that's the smart thing.
They don't want their name out there.
No, they don't want their name out there. But wanted to take an opportunity to kind of answer his question, and it was a good question. The way he phrased it was pretty cool. So, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but you can. He said, "What are your favorite distilleries?" And not
You already know what my favorite distillery is.
Well,
That's a no-brainer.
But he had a caveat to it, and it was an important caveat. Now, what's your favorite whiskey or what's your favorite bourbon? But what is your favorite distillery with its entirety of its lineup? And that narrows it down quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. But it's not going to narrow it down for me because I like the chicken cock.
You love the cock.
Every bottle of chicken cock I've had, I've truly enjoyed.
I'm getting so tired of you.
That's like the listeners talking about you and Liberty Pole. You know Liberty Pole is going to be in your top 5.
No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. You know Liberty Pole's in your top 5.
All right.
So chicken cock's my go-to.
Okay, so what's your 5 then?
I don't have 5.
Okay, so the ones that you know.
The ones that I know.
And here's a criteria I think he was trying to get at. It wasn't necessarily your favorite whiskey, but their entire lineup, what distillery kind of comes out with a huge or a good lineup of whiskeys that stand out from the others. So it doesn't mean that, for example, if you like Blanton's or if you like
Buffalo Trace, that's
your favorite whiskey, you may not put Blanton's in there because you don't care for anything else. So that's just a rough example.
So here's the thing. Surprisingly, I'd have to also go with a Scotch distillery, Delmore.
Oh.
No, I know you're thinking one way whiskey and bourbon, but I would go with Delmore.
Man, you just screwed me up big time on this now.
I would 100% go with Delmore.
That's you. Okay, so that's one. Give me some more.
Chicken cock. Chicken cock's my number 1. You know chicken cock's my.
You're supposed to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not going to have 5.
Okay, so one is the cock.
Is chicken cock.
Okay.
2 would be Delmore.
Delmore. Okay.
3. I'm going to go with a craft.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a craft. I'm going to go with Broken Barrel.
Okay.
I just bought 2 more bottles of Broken Barrel today, so I'm going to have to definitely go with Broken Barrel.
Damn, this has just got really difficult for me now. I'm sitting
3.
about it. Yep.
4 would be, I hate to say it because it's going to be like, yeah, I told you so. Liberty Pole.
Yeah, boy.
I just
get it.
So the Applewood that they released, the Monongahela.
Say it again real quick. Say it again.
Liberty Pole.
Say it one more time for Daddy.
Liberty Pole. But no, they're individual single barrel releases with the Applewood.
Oh yeah.
The Monongahela Rye.
Yep.
The
Amberana. Fresh squeezed. You could go on and on. I mean,
like all their individual releases.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
I've really enjoyed.
You're at 4.
I'm at 4. Oh, yeah. I might hit 5. I'm really getting into bourbon, I guess.
Well, I mean, everybody's waiting.
Old Forester.
Okay.
Forester.
I cannot.
I will go with.
You know what? That's a
number
good
5,
choice.
Old Forester. It was one of the first bourbons I've had. Every bottle I've had from Old Forester has been top notch.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm going to look, but they have 5. I think they have about between 8 and 10 different, standards.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, something like that.
So I don't think that's a pretty good 5, I'd say.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. No. There's not one distillery in there that I could argue against. So you messed me up. I'm going to give
with the Scotch. The Scotch got you right.
You got me. Yeah. So Mark, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this a couple different ways, and I'm going to go quick. Top 5. Oh man, that's tough. So
you're gonna go American whiskey and leave Scotch out, aren't you?
I'm gonna circle back.
Okay.
I'm gonna use those corporate words. Let's circle back to that.
Yeah.
So number 5 for me is gonna be Barrel Bourbon. Barrel, Barrell. That makes Armida and Dovetail and New Year's. I really love what they put together. I think that they come up, not only they have their single barrel lines, and they have some expensive bottles, and they have some kind of moderate bottles. I love what they do.
Okay.
It's different for me. So, they don't have one that is just, stands out as like the champion of the hill. Okay. But they put together just, I think, really, really, really great overall releases. Number 4, to me, Bardstown Bourbon Company. I love what Bardstown Bourbon Company does. They are not afraid to do some of the things that maybe other blenders or distillers and bourbon and distilleries won't do. You good?
I just thought of one I definitely left at. It should have been in my top 5.
Okay, we'll come back to it. So when it comes to Barbertown Bourbon Company, they have the collaborative series, they have the fusion series, they have some higher end bottles. But I mean, I just got on the internet today and just bought the Amarat collaborative series, where they pair with the Indian whiskey maker. I love the creativeness. They go with Goose Island and Founders Reserve, Four Square Rum. The one that I got signed by the master distiller from Napa Valley.
Yeah.
I enjoy the living hell out of a Barbertown Bourbon Company. 3, you stole Old Forester from me. So I'm going to take Old Forester off the table, not because I don't believe they deserve to be in there, but because
I took it.
Because you took it, and that helps me out a little bit. That gives me a little bit of reprieve.
And I'm hoping to God you say the name that I want to add as a solid runner-up.
Oh, well, probably not. So for 3, it's Jack Daniels.
Okay.
So I love Jack Daniels. I grew up on it. I love the Jack Daniels 10-year. I love the 12-year. I love the triple mash. I love the bonded. I love the single barrel. I love the rye.
Don't forget the Sinatra.
The Sinatra, the Maplewood, the Coy Hill. But I understand people push back against that, and they're like, oh, Jack Daniels, right? Well, I don't have a regular bottle of Old Number 7 or even Gentleman's Jack in the bar, do I? Don't have it.
Thinking about it, no, you don't.
No, I don't.
You definitely don't.
But I got to put him in there for number 2. For number 2, this gets harder for me. So I'm wondering which one that you're. I
have a feeling you might say it.
Well. So for number 2, I'm going to jump over to the Scotch genre now.
Okay.
This is one that has grown on me. I love Dalmore. That's not the one. You already chose that one. I also love Glenlivet. I'm not putting them in there. Lafroig, and that's a peaty Scotch, and I understand that that's a kind of a niche, as I say it, niche. But I have enjoyed everything that I have gotten. Of all the peatier Scotches, Islay Scotches, I really enjoy the Lafroig the most so far. And that can shift back and forth. I could choose so many. Number 1, no brainer.
I know what you're going to say. Because if you don't...
Liberty Pole Spirits, baby. Come on.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, Liberty Pole... obvious number 1 for me. I love every barrel that they've put out. I have thoroughly enjoyed. And now let's strip that all away for a moment.
Well, and hold on. I got to tell our listeners and the people that are watching, and we really got to do a video of this. He has about 700 to 800 bottles, bourbon, whiskey, scotches down here in the bunker. If you take a video...
I put my business out there.
If you take a video... You probably should have multiple fire extinguishers and a sprinkler system down here.
No, I don't.
But if you really take a look at his collection, he probably has... Jesus, I can't even count. Probably 30 plus bottles of Liberty Pole. Probably more than 30 bottles that they're double stacked behind a shelf.
You never know when you're going to be in trouble,
4,
dude.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
you
10,
can't count
11,
that high.
12, 13, 14,
47,
15,
32.
16, 17, 18. 36 bottles. I was close.
You
I
were.
was really close. Nope. And there's one right there. 36, 37.
Too. I've got, yeah.
So he probably has about 40 or 50 bottles of Liberty Pole.
They're good. Listen, you never know when something's going to pop off. We live in strange times, my friends.
Yeah.
So, yes. Okay. So now I'm going to circle back real quick. We're going to do the top 5 really quick. The top 5 craft because I think
I can't do crafts, but I do want to say my runner up before
what's your runner up?
Cave Hill.
What?
Cave Hill. Am I saying that right? Rabbit Hole.
Okay. Yeah. Rabbit Hole.
So it's what? Cave Hill?
Cave Hill, you got High Hold, you've got
so is it Rabbit Hole or Cave Hill Distillery?
Rabbit Hole is the distillery.
Okay, so Rabbit Hole Distillery then.
Yeah. No. Oh, man, you just...
Because the Dillinger...
Derringer.
Yeah.
Derringer. D-A-R. I don't know how to spell it.
Close enough.
Yeah,
but every one of their
Yes.
bottles
It's delicious.
is delicious. But Old Forester got that like place in my heart because that's the first real bourbon I had.
Well, there are so many. I guess when I was looking at the criteria of this, I was thinking to myself like of the variants. So if I look at Liberty Pole, they put out a rye, a peated rye. Now they put out a Monongahela rye. Mm-hmm. They put out a peated bourbon, a bourbon. They put out a corn whiskey, right?
Yeah.
So they got 6. Driftless Glen out of Wisconsin, for example. How many do I have? 8. So and they've experimented with port and they've experimented with sherry and stuff like that. So Broken Barrel, same thing. Broken Barrel. Green River. You could say
Peerless,
Mitchers. I mean, there are.
You can't say Mitchers is a craft.
Well, no. Okay, so yeah, if we're talking about craft, then I got to take Peerless. I got to take Mitchers off of there.
Yeah.
But I say Driftless Glen. I say Broken Barrel. Liberty Pole are that's obvious. That's obviously craft.
Horse Soldier, would that be? I think you would.
Midwest Spirits.
Yep.
No, Horse Soldiers. So I think it's tough where you draw that line between what's craft and what's big
dog.
Yeah, big dog. And there's no knock on that. I mean, I think that it's going to be really cool one day when Liberty Pole and Broken Barrel and Lonely Oak with Steeple and these other ones go big. Boom, they blow up.
See, I wish we had more Lonely Oak so I could really put them in that scenario. Because I've had enough. I've had enough of the others.
We can't even gauge them.
I feel bad because we can't even
talk about it.
Them to be like, are they going to be in our top 5?
The same thing for Ponfé Distillery in Somerset, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
I mean, I loved that rye. That West Sylvania rye was bomb.
Yeah.
And we can't gauge what we haven't had.
I feel like I never got into it when I was a kid. But I feel like you're that guy from Pokemon. Gotta collect them all. just say, because that's if you come down and look at your bar, it looks like you're trying to collect them all.
Well, the problem is really not collecting them. The problem is when you start drinking them, then you realize you're almost out.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
And then you have to justify to the off-duty boss upstairs, I need another bottle of this, and she looks at you like what?
Well, it's so bad because whiskey's meant to be drank with friends.
It is.
It really is. But I know I have a hard time when I have people over my place and I got about that much left, like 1 to 2 pours. They're like, "Oh, let's drink that."
Nah, bro.
And it's so bad because I don't want to say no.
Yeah, and you can't even use like kids or anything.
And it's one of those things. It's like, dude, that bottle's very hard to find. It's like a batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. You can't say you're not going to like that because it's almost empty. And it's so bad because a lot of the times I have people that are not bourbon drinkers come over, and I'm trying to walk.
What do they want?
Well, I'm trying to walk them into bourbon, so they'll try different things. And I'm having a friend over tomorrow, and I know one of the ones, Wilderness Trail, is going to be one of the ones I'm going to. And I don't have much Wilderness Trail left.
I got you.
And I'm like,
take care of it.
Just don't finish it.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. Yeah, it's true. So the close friends, in our crew know that there's like 3 bottles that are off limits.
You say it every podcast. Yeah. The Stag, the Blood Oath.
Yeah. And another one.
And there's another one.
And they're not because they're super rare. They're just, they have a meaning to them and they're for a special occasion. And then they're gone.
Well, no, they are rare.
No, I mean, they're not
like,
super rare.
They're like first batches, second batches.
Yeah.
Where you're not going to be able to find for a decent price. You can find them, but you're going to pay out of the ass for it.
That's fair. And we've done a lot of our whiskey hunting together has been based on the retail price.
Yes.
So I think price does carry a lot of this, which is why now the lean into the craft distillery is so important to me because, for example, with Steeple Ridge, you're not paying out the butt, and you're going to get.
Oh, you just broke the penny.
Oh, son of a bitch! I did. Oh my god! Well, I got to order another one.
Yep. Got to order 2 more.
You were picking at it, man.
No, you were picking at it with your
bro.
sausage
Come
fingers.
on. I was not.
That's some shady ass shit
about
right
to
there,
Gorilla
blaming it on
Glue.
me.
Oh,
That is so shady that you're going to try to blame that shit on me when you were picking at it.
My bad. I'm about to Gorilla Glue this thing back on there for real, though. I'm a little heartbroken. There we go. We're good. See, I fixed it. Boom. I can DIY anything. So that is shady. That is shady. You tried to flip that on me.
I did.
Speaking of shady,
Oh boy.
Mark, I hope we answered your question. So yeah. First and foremost, so those are my top five distilleries. I think, which is a horrible mess, right? But yeah. So Shady's back.
Shady
is back.
No, Slim Shady. The death of Slim Shady.
What?
That's going to be. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the new album.
No.
Death of Slim Shady.
We're about to jump on here.
And while you're looking at that, give me that bottle.
No, all right. Watch you knock the penny off. It's your problem now.
No,
See?
Oh, son of a biscuit.
You better pick it up.
Son of a biscuit. So yeah, his new album. I'm 90% sure it's The Death of Slim Shady.
Interesting. So, I'm a Slim Shady fan. I always have been.
You were anything but slim, but okay.
Well, hey, listen. Don't let the T-shirt fool you. It's going to take a lot more whiskey. You keep it up. So, his new song, Houdini.
Yes.
Thoughts?
If you're a 90s guy, and if you're in your late 30s, early 40s, I'll even say mid 40s, it brings you back to
Yes, it does.
Shady's back.
Abracadabra.
But yeah, I did listen to it today.
Yeah.
And
How many times did you listen to it?
3.
Okay.
3 times.
Shady's back.
Because there was a couple disses in there, and I'm not, 20 years ago, I was up to date with, who's dissing who, why they're dissing who. But I'm grown. I don't give a shit
What'd
about.
You say?
I'm grown. I don't.
What'd you say?
I'm grown.
You're not grown.
I am so
we
grown.
We are not grown.
But it's like at this point in age, I don't care what rapper has beef with who.
Okay.
When you're in your 20s, you're like, oh, he got beef. Because you think back to the Tupac Biggie.
Yeah, because that set the standard for beefs in the industry, right?
Yeah. And then there was the 50 Cent Ja Rule beef.
And then Taylor Swift and Conway.
Yeah,
easy. Sorry.
But no, it
was
just
beef though.
It's very interesting because he's older than us.
Eminem?
Oh yeah, he has to be pushing close to 50.
Yeah.
If he's not 50, he's 49, 48 easy.
Yeah, but he's a good looking.
I know it's
come on,
I know it's June, but come on. No Diddy.
I'm just saying,
you got to at least close that with no Diddy.
No Diddy. Eminem's keeping it together.
I mean, I guarantee he uses beard dye like me. Because you don't see no gray. Well, I know he's using beard dye. He's using just for men.
The shit out of yours.
I do. I need to touch it up right now.
You got to keep a little silver in there. You got to keep the mystery going.
I'm single, so I got to touch that stuff up. When you're married, you can get away.
I let it go wild.
You can let it go wild.
Silver streaks.
Yeah,
I'm like a
silverback gorilla.
Silverback gorilla, baby. So let me ask you this: is Eminem the best all-time rapper? Be objective. Don't be passionate. Don't let your heart fall into this.
So no,
speak with your soul.
Because we kind of talked about this earlier.
Yes, a little bit.
And we're not going to bullshit the fans.
And I love Outkast.
There's a lot of. I'm a big Nas and AZ fan. Like I grew up on Nas and AZ.
Dre, Snoop, and Outkast.
And Method Man. Oh yeah, Dre, Snoop. Yeah. But I was more the East Coast rappers. I stuck with Nas, AZ, Method, Wu-Tang, because Wu-Tang's for the kids, Wu-Tang. ODB.
What about Diddy? I know you love some Diddy.
No Diddy. No Diddy whatsoever. But no. So I started looking into it because Eminem gets that you're a guest in hip hop all the time because he's a white rapper.
No.
Sorry. So and I started looking at the numbers And I was like, okay, when is he no longer a guest? Because he's been at it for 20 plus years.
Yes.
He's been at it for 20 plus years, and people are still saying he's a guest of hip hop.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He holds the record for the fastest rap.
No, I think that's Twista.
Is it?
I know Godzilla. I know you're thinking of Godzilla.
Godzilla was
Godzilla, but I think Twist.
And you know Oliver can get through some of that.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I know you're thinking of Godzilla, but I honestly think Twista holds the record.
Okay, but who else can even remotely come close to those two?
Anyone from Bones Thugs and Harmony?
Man, come on now.
Come on
now. You couldn't understand Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's why they're so fast.
No, see, there's a difference between fast and dumb.
What about?
I like Bone Thugs.
What about Busta Rhymes when he got on that track with Chris Brown?
I have never understood anything Busta Rhymes said.
But when we got on that track with Chris Brown, he destroyed it.
Well, yeah, you destroyed too if you had a woman beater next to you. I'm just saying, I'd be scared. I'd be like, damn. Look, I'm not throwing shade, but I'm throwing shade.
But here's the thing. So I went down the rabbit hole when we were talking. And you know, a lot of people will argue Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan. And everybody puts Jay-Z to the top. And I'm like, no. I wouldn't even put Jay-Z in my top 10.
Nope, not in top 10.
And I don't know. Great business, man.
So what's your top 10 rappers in no particular order?
No particular order?
No particular order. Go.
AZ, Nas, Outkast. Got to put all Wu-Tang in there.
Okay, I'll put Wu-Tang in there.
And I'm going to throw a couple new artists in there. I'm going to go with Millie's.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is. Millie's, white rapper.
Nope.
Signed by Jadakiss. Jada signed him. I can vibe with him.
Okay.
I can vibe with him. So Millie's.
That's 5.
Biggie, Tupac, of course.
7. Come on now. Don't
I'm not going to diss Dre and Snoop. Dre, Snoop.
You better put him in there.
Master P.
Who you missing?
Who am I missing?
Eminem.
He's in a league of his own, though.
Oh, no. I'm so disappointed in you
I don't know who I'd drop, though.
Yo,
I would have to drop Millie's.
Marshall.
Okay, so I would drop Millie's and give him a good runner-up in the top, my personal top 10. A lot of people are going to be like, nah, Millie's in the top 10.
All right, you want mine?
But I'd have to drop Millie's and then put Eminem up there. But it's like, I don't listen to, like, and a lot of people say they don't listen to Eminem like that. But however, his numbers show differently.
No, his numbers are 100% indicative of what people listen to. So for me, my top 10, no particular order. No particular order? Wu. Gotta have Wu in there. Run DMC.
Okay.
LL. Fat Boys. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're going old school.
No, that's a 3, right? Beastie. Gotta put Beastie Boys in there.
Okay.
Because if you look at it from a cultural standpoint, they were the ones that kind of integrated that rap and rap.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so that's 4. No particular order. Dre, Snoop, Outkast. Definitely got to have those in there. Ooh.
You're at 7. You only got 3 more.
Eminem, for sure. For sure, got to put Eminem in there. Biggie and Pac. I think they had the most impact in modern hip hop and how it's fused now with rock, and not only rock.
Country now
yeah,
too. Country.
I got to pull somebody off that list because I got to put Nelly in there.
Oh yeah, you can't leave Nelly
because Nelly and Tim McGraw. If you think about it, they fused rap and country
and
together.
And then he did the other one with Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Nelly is interesting because he's besides being a rapper, he's got a ton of musical talent.
Yeah.
So I read an article years ago, and I don't remember where, but basically he could flash read musical scores.
Yeah.
The guy's brilliant.
I have not met very many celebrities, like outside of like the USO tours and everything like that. Oh, and there's thinking about USO tours. It just brought a bunch of other names to my mind. But I met Nelly's at Harrah's in St. Louis.
Oh, no shit, really?
He was playing poker at the poker table with us. We took a break. He took us all outside to go check out his blacked out Lambo. And horrible as a poker player. Sorry, Nelly. Great rapper, great person.
Not a good poker player?
Not a good poker player. Yep. But he was like down to earth and just very, very chill.
Well, I think what he did with Tim McGraw and then later with Florida Georgia Line, and then if you hear his music now, he's really fused that country and rap, and what it's done is bridge those two worlds together, right? Which are very similar. They're very similar in and of themselves, right? Mm-hmm. You know, if you strip away some of the nonsense, but yeah, I don't know who I could pull out of that top 10 for me, because to me, that top 10 is a solid top 10. I can't take LL. I can't take Run.
Yeah, it's always hard to change. Like when you talk about top 10.
Oh, you know, I mean, I left Ice Cube. I mean,
Ice Cube. I mean, Ice
Cube
T.
Is, that's hard. NWA.
And I like, you know, you look at some of your favorite, Silly Cell, Spice One.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, Master P was a game changer.
And that's true.
He really brought the South like up, and then as soon as you said, as soon as I said USO tours, I started thinking Chameleonaire.
Yeah.
Paul Wall, Mike Jones. You know, Swisher House.
Let me ask you this then. I know you recently got into country.
Yes.
What you know of country? What's your top? I'll give top 5. We'll go easy on you.
So
all time, which is tough. That's tough. How about
Tim McGraw?
I like it. Who's your daddy?
Who sings? What is it? Boots Under the Bed, Working on a Full House.
What the hell?
Is it Brooks?
Brooks and Dunn?
No, it's not Brooks and Dunn.
Garth Brooks.
Okay. Garth Brooks. Okay. Lee Brice, Jordan Davis.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I'm. This is interesting. I did not expect this.
And oh man,
that's 5.
That's 4.
4.
I got one more. I got one more, and it's a real toss up from Old Dominion and Dan and Shade.
You know, Andrew's going to give you hell about that, but all right.
Yeah, you know what? When Andrew comes up to Pittsburgh and plays in Pittsburgh,
okay,
I might change my tune.
All right,
but Andrew Dixon,
he said Dan and Shade.
You know what? Andrew Dixon needs to stop playing around. Come up to Pittsburgh
and show these people what's up.
And show everybody what's up.
All right, so top 10 all time or top 10?
You said top 5. How are you going to give me 5 and you go to top 10?
I was going to go.
Okay, right. Top 5. You gave me top 5.
Let me ask you this. Right now, hottest country music artist out there. Most passionate. Most impactful.
What is his name? He opened up for Kenny Chesney. Something Brown.
Zach Brown Band?
Not Zach Brown, but maybe Zach Brown.
Zach Brown opened up for him.
Maybe it was Zach Brown Band. I have no idea. I am not the country guy.
Listen, I like Zach Brown Band. I like their tunes. I don't. There's some antics with them, but
Morgan Wallen, maybe.
Morgan Wallen. Yeah, I wouldn't argue against that. So for me, top 10 all time.
No, you gave me top 5. How are you going to go top 10 when you gave me top 5?
Top 5. All right. So Alan Jackson.
Okay.
Tim McGraw.
Okay.
Toby Keith.
Okay, well, good one.
Got to go Toby Keith. And I say that for me personally because for Toby Keith, there was an anthem there that carried us through Iraq and Afghanistan. And he was always in Iraq and Afghanistan. And I got to meet him several times and I shared a beer with him that I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have. Well, you know what? I'm not in the uniform anymore, so they can kiss my ass. And I think that he was genuine to his core in every way, shape, or form. So that's 3, right? 4, that's tough. Who did I put in there?
Alan Jackson,
Tim McGraw, Toby Keith, Brooks and Dunn, George Strait. Now, right now,
is it because of George T. Stagg? It has to be because of George C. Stagg.
No, George Strait, I think all of these artists kind of influence. No, I got to pull somebody out. George, I love you.
What about Johnny Cash?
Kenny Chesney.
What about Johnny Cash?
No, Kenny Chesney. Kenny Chesney and Toby Keith and Tim McGraw and Alan Jackson carried me through a war, through 20 years of war. I mean, in all honesty, their songs. So when we come back in, if you come back in for doing a convoy or whatever, and you needed to decompress, right?
No.
Kenny Chesney, Old Blue Chair. It was just something that on me. So I don't know. It's funny. It's interesting how that works out for.
Well, that's the one thing. Being in the military, I was never in the country, but then you would get stuck with guys that you had to share, what you were playing for music. And that's when I kind of talked about it on another episode. One of the Kenny Chesney songs which was like, all right, maybe I can get down with country. This is all right.
I listen to everything.
Yeah,
I mean, and a lot of that's because now rap and country have always been in my wheelhouse. Metal never was weird, but until I joined the military and met some guys that were into metal, and I'm like, all right, this is some good battle anthem right here. Like,
see, I need to get you into blues.
I love blues.
I need to get you. So
I love jazz.
There's a very young artist. I can't say young because he's probably in his early 20s, maybe mid 20s. Quinn Sullivan.
Is that the guy that?
He was the protege underneath Buddy Guy, and he's actually coming to Pittsburgh June 27th.
We need to get him on the show. If you know him.
I don't know him. I wish I knew him because it'd be great to get him on the show. But he's playing in the Pittsburgh Winery. June 27th. And I said we go down there, check him out. I guarantee you and the wife will love him. He's coming out with a new album June 7th. And if you want to get into the blues, he might be able to walk you in.
Yeah. I would not be opposed to it. I love all music. Yeah. I love classical music. I think it was like about a year ago, my boss walked in my office, I had classical music playing. He stopped looking at me like, well, you all right? Like, why?
Yeah, I would double check that. Be like, is today murder day?
Listen, man, that just speaks to your spirit. I'm just saying.
Are you Hannibal Lecter right now getting ready to...
Sometimes you got to have that symphonic
with the lava beams.
Get off my... So, anyways, guys, listen, thank you for tuning in. We ramble. And we do our best to stay on topic, but it's never gonna stick there. As for the Scotch episode, it is coming Friday. We are going to have a poll up on our Instagram and Facebook, or whatever, however that works out. I'll set it up tonight. Yeah. We're gonna call it the.
Well, I got to interrupt. We can't end yet.
Why not?
Because we started off with Eminem, and we got to finish with Eminem because we got into music.
I'm hungry. Eminem sound good.
Eminem's does sound good, but where we were talking about is he a top 10 artist? Real quick before
100%.
100%. But I just got to say this. There's only one artist that has done 13 times platinum, which is Outkast Speaker Box.
Outkast, yes.
Okay?
Was that Speaker Box or Southern Playlist?
No, it was Speaker Box.
Okay.
It was Speaker Box. So I got it written down right here because I wanted to talk about it real quick.
All right.
But anybody who says Eminem is not a top 10, top 5 rapper, and the fact that most people got him in number 5 for the top 5. And I feel guilty because I didn't put him number 1 for rappers.
You should feel ashamed of yourself.
I should feel ashamed of myself because he honestly should be number 1. Because if you look at it, the Eminem show went 12 times platinum. The Marshall Mathers LP went 11 times platinum. Mm-hmm. Curtain Call went 10 times platinum. So the only other ones that are up there, so there's nobody up there with him 12. The only people really up there with him with number 11 is Biggie Smalls' Life After Death album.
Ooh, that was a good album.
That's a good album.
That was a good album.
Number 10, with his 10 times platinum with Curtain Call, there's a few there with him. It was Nelly Country Grammar, went 10 times platinum.
Yep.
Tupac's All Eyes on Me.
Yep.
And Tupac's Greatest Hits were in the 10 times. And I think
I don't know how you put the greatest hits on there.
And I think Lauryn Hill, hers went 10 times platinum as well, and there may have been one other one up in there. But to say he's number 5 when he did over 200 million plus in record sales, he has to be the number 1 rapper.
Who is the most feared rapper in the disc game?
Nobody wants beef.
Nobody wants to
nobody wants beef
with Eminem.
No,
because he'll just shred you.
No, some people want the beef just so they can get the publicity.
Until they get shredded and
they look like garbage.
Yeah,
because you see an MJ Machine Gun Kelly He went
Come
from
on.
going rap to now he's alternative.
Or
I don't
opera
think,
or whatever
I don't
that
think he raps
idiot does.
anymore. He's
Yeah.
like straight like alternative
He's-
rock now.
he's dusty.
because
Yeah.
Eminem destroyed him.
Yeah, he's dusty. He's a chump. It is. what it
But
is.
but I'll let you close this episode out now.
All right, guys, listen. We'll have the poll up for the Scotch. We're calling it the Battle of the 12s. We've got 4 12-year whiskey.
4 12 years.
12-year Scotches up for vote. They're going to be one's a Balvenie, the other one's a Dalmore. We got a Glenlivet, and we have a what was the other one?
Did we go with Glenfiddich?
Highland Park.
Highland Park. That's
Highland
what we
Park.
want.
So we're going to get those up for you. We want your votes. Unfortunately, it's going to go up. It's only 24 hours, right? Because it goes on the story and then it disappears. So, continue to hit us up. Excuse me.
Oh,
in
well,
comments.
we could put it up multiple days and then do a total of.
Are you doing
And
that?
I know some people are going to cheat and vote twice.
Are you
I
doing that
would.
math?
Yeah.
I suck at math. But listen, really want your comments. Tell us who the best rappers were of all time and what you think of Eminem. And last but not least, guys, we're going to revisit Steeple. This is a banger. Do not miss out on this. We will have our website. Man, I can't believe, look at this. You busted the penny off it.
I didn't bust a penny
Now
off
it's
it.
stuck to the top. Oh, well. Definitely recommend. Give Lonely Oak Distillery, Steeple Oak Bourbon a chance. They will not disappoint, and we can't wait to get the other bottles. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Until the next episodes, stay thirsty, my friends. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast of Bullits and Bourbon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.